Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. So today we are gonna react to is Indonesia better than Malaysia for life?
Yeah.
Interesting.
We don't know anything about Malaysia,
Well,
but we have been to Bali
Yeah.
and we have seen a lot of videos of Indonesia recently. It's a wonderful country.
Yeah.
The nature they have is just spectacular. I don't think
Actually, in Bali we saw a lot of influencers, so I guess a lot of people find that nice for life. So I'm
not only
interested.
Bali, so people who go to just Bali, they don't know anything about Indonesia. Is one of the
Yeah.
comments we got, because
I think
Indonesia is
it's
such
really
a big
different.
country. There's so much diversity in the country. So they did say that it's not just Bali. You should visit other
Yeah,
places,
that's for sure.
which are quite similar to Bali, and you can also expect the same kind of things that you.
But I think Bali is kind of a microcosm. It's like all the influencers are going there, so they think they know Indonesia, but
Yeah, they don't know.
you just been to this particular.
That's exactly
tiny bubble.
what the guy was saying about us, because the only place in Indonesia.
Sadly, we've only been there.
But I would love to discover more. Thinking maybe to go to Java Island next time.
I would love it.
But anyway, let's go take a look at this video. It was recommended to us by one of our Indonesian subscriber, and we have noticed that 90% of the people who are watching our content, they're not subscribed to our channel.
Yeah.
It is our request. Please do subscribe so that our channel is recommended to other people as well, and the YouTube algorithm will push our channel for more traffic.
That would really
help us. It's a humble request, but you don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. It's just a request.
That would help us. But yeah.
Okay, anyway, thank you. Let's go take a look at what this lady has to say about Indonesia and Malaysia.
Main thing what I love in Malaysia is food, addicted with food. I love to eat, so every one of them are having so much fun to take me to all those local shops, and I really enjoy it. The food is great.
Meet Laura, an Estonian who lived in Indonesia for 2 years.
She's from
before
Estonia.
moving to Malaysia, where she's been for 3 years now. Laura shared why Indonesia offers better customer service than Malaysia, the cost of living a good life in Kuala Lumpur, and tips on making friends with Malaysians. I'm Max Chernov, just from across the bridge. Let's go.
This is the latest statement of State of Art.
Yeah,
that is gorgeous.
Yes, I think it's not ready yet, really fully, but it's apparently 106 stories tall.
Wow.
Which is almost Burj Khalifa.
It does look a bit like Burj Khalifa, right?
Then we have those
fantastic
Petronas towers there showing a little bit on the side, so you can't really kind of see the full 2 towers.
What would be your advice to
Oh
someone
my God,
who
it's
moved
gorgeous.
Here?
This is the most popular building in Malaysia.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I think it's really easy to fall in love in KL and have very good time here. I think it's really welcoming city for foreigners. If you go to the city center, you would get some sense of you have sidewalks, you have bars and restaurants, you have nice buildings. Let's say we talk about accommodations as per se, right? You have everything included in your condo, which you would never get in Europe. So you can have really, really good life here with affordable price. Very reasonable price compared to Jakarta, for example.
Interesting.
Yes, with property-wise.
For property.
I think at least 30 to 40%.
Wow,
it's
that's a
higher
gorgeous place.
Wow,
What
Jakarta,
would be the monthly budget for let's say for one person or for 2 person, for a couple, roughly?
I would say you can get by. It's gonna be super whatever number right now. I'm just thinking roughly. It's really a rough number.
Yeah.
Think around 1,500 euros would be really enough.
For one.
Can be 2, because
You can squeeze in the second one.
because you would split split the cost of living and let's say accommodation and you eat out.
This is luxury.
This is
and
really
this is
beautiful.
splurging, I would say. So and you go buy a lot of groceries and then leave them to rot in your fridge. Then you would go 5,500, I think. If you're just, let's say, 2 singles or let's say, without kids or family.
How's your social circle look like in KL?
I would say
KL?
70% local, 30% expat. I guess
Interesting.
when you move to another country, it's always easier to get along with other expats because you would
Of course,
be able to share
What happens to
your
us
troubles, your
in
comforts.
Tokyo,
When I moved here, I had 2 friends, both of them were local. They were actually acquaintances. And then they put me in touch with 1-2 people, and then I developed my circle.
That's cool.
Within 1 month. I was really lucky.
Oh, within 1
It was
month.
also COVID time, so it wasn't really
And during COVID?
welcoming for social gatherings. And
Wow.
socializing. Main thing what I love in Malaysia is I love food. Addicted with food.
Yeah.
I love to eat, so every one of them are having so much fun to take me to all those local shops, and I really enjoy it. The food is great.
What's your favorite Malaysian food? Let's say top 3 favorite Malaysian food.
I do love satay. Okay, the Malacca satay.
It's okay.
Really love it. Because it's confusing in a way because it's also in Indonesia, right?
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay,
thinking.
okay.
I was like,
Also
I had
Singapore.
satay in Indonesia.
Fish head curry is also in Indonesia, so it's kind of really hard, right? I can never say no to a good banh mi.
Yeah, Chinese one.
That area is my favorite. There you can see there's the local kind of central market, the blue one there.
Yeah.
And that area is Chinatown.
Yeah, just
actually.
Oh, they have
Yeah.
a Chinatown
Great.
as well. Okay.
Architecture is like so nice.
And so good food places as well. Like, walking around there, like discovering small handcraft shops, and I really love to go to those kind of local crafteries and shops there where you can see how they make it their own hands, and it's really, really cool.
If you compare like your life 2 years in Indonesia and 3 years in Malaysia, what's like the biggest differences, let's say?
So
I
one
think the biggest
has
difference
1 year
is
extra.
that here's much calmer life for me. It's
Okay.
much more like not more structured. Things work in certain ways you get to do long.
Yeah.
In Indonesia, it was I love to call it as beautiful madness. It's,
Oh, really?
it's really nice and really great, but
Interesting.
there's always those little tweaks in there where you need to wrap your brain around how things actually work.
Yeah.
And then you need to kind of get to know the local ways to survive.
Interesting.
Like what? Can you give an example?
Well, for example, how to get around in Jakarta. If you are meeting up with friends, then you better just dress up so that you can grab a motorbike, because going with a car will take you an hour and a half.
Yes.
The traffic is
Motorbikes,
a huge issue in
is
Jakarta.
your way of travel, for example. Gojek, they call
Gojek,
it.
yeah.
It was quite.
But they do
fun.
have great
And
metro
then
now in
the
Jakarta.
end of those years, I had my own Gojek.
Maybe they don't
jacket
have
as
that
well.
many
So
lines
you
yet.
just grab and put it on.
Yeah. Do you think that life in KL is easier than life in Jakarta?
KL?
No.
What is this place?
No.
KL?
Oh.
I think life in Indonesia is much more convenient.
Interesting,
Interesting,
because
yeah.
that kind of like says the
Services and
country that she
everything.
just
Yeah.
said.
Go to Vanitas, right?
Yeah.
So you can order everything inside. You can have your nails done, massage done, everything.
In Jakarta?
Wow,
It's all
that's
with one
cool.
app, and it's very.
She's talking about Jakarta, right?
Jakarta, yeah.
I mean, of course,
very
Jakarta is like
service-oriented.
Singapore,
You,
no?
you have locals who are serving you, and really like that's really convenient.
Yeah.
But let's say the quality of life, I might say Malaysia will be.
That's because she's making more money
the
here,
quality of
right?
life, you mean?
Like that the air is clean
Ah.
and the water is not that poisonous.
Not
Poisonous?
It is in Indonesia.
You mean drinking? water?
Yeah, I guess it's like
tap
India,
water.
right? You
Yeah.
need
When you're
to,
washing
you
Yeah.
cannot drink tap water. That's what she
Can
means, right?
you drink tap water
No.
here? Here.
In here, I think technically you can, but no one does. That's
Ah.
at least what I know. So I don't drink that water, but at least I don't. I'm not afraid to
Like brush your teeth.
brush my teeth with
Yeah.
it, right? But if I would do
Oh,
this
really?
in Indonesia, I would get seriously sick.
Oh, really?
Years, like if
Okay,
if you're gonna
how do
be
you
there
brush
for
your teeth
5,
then?
6, 7 years, you develop those resistances.
Filter water?
Resistance to some of those the most common germs. But if you go as a freshman from Europe, then might be a bit tough.
Yeah, I mean,
Tricky
definitely your
to
body
be very
adapts to where you
What
live,
about
right?
people? Like if you compare Indonesians and Malaysians.
I think very similar. Both are so warm and such welcoming. In Malaysia, what I love about here is you got so many different cultures together. Really,
that's
like,
cool.
you have Chinese and Malay culture, Indian culture,
Yeah.
and you have those expat groups, and it's really like distinctive, and you can experience it all. Indonesia, they are just the sweetest, most welcoming people you can ever have. When I moved
Wow.
to Jakarta, then I lived in a very local kind of, they call it kos-kosan. I had a room without a window.
Oh, that's not the same as the apartment.
Without the window,
Okay.
but I had
Without
cleaning
window?
every day. Plus laundry.
It's Tokyo
done.
level.
That was something also very different, right? But the whole, like the kos-kosan, which is like a, how to say, like a, place where you rent the room, basically. And then it's run by Ibu, who is the person who takes care of the whole thing while people are there.
Yeah.
So we got to cook together. I showed her
it's kind
my
of a share
recipes.
house,
She
right?
showed me how to cook Indonesian dishes. Helped me around, but we didn't speak same language, right? So it was me trying with my Bahasa Indonesia that I needed to pick up really fast as well to live there. And
she sounds
trying
adventurous.
a little bit with English, and that's how we lived.
Do you use Bahasa in Malaysia?
Yeah, in here I use Bahasa Indonesia.
Oh, really?
Sometimes get by, but I'm not really
Wow.
well versed with Bahasa Melayu yet.
Is it very different?
Not too different as they say.
Yeah.
I haven't kind of digged into
So
that
you
language.
they can
that
understand
much.
each other.
It's
I
very
have a
similar,
feeling they're
same
related.
Basics are the
Cool.
same. So,
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
That's how I
Many
can
words
try.
are.
And people like
Interesting.
how Malaysians react when you start speaking Bahasa Indonesia.
Oh, they're like, wow, he's a Bahasa Melayu. Wow. Very sweet, very sweet. And they start to talk to you even more in Bahasa Melayu, and then I can also catch it because I can understand a little bit more than I can speak. And then I just try to put those words together, and it's really cool. And then then it comes to speak Chinese. To speak Tamil, I'm like, no. Hold it there.
Yeah. And this is the KL Central.
Yeah, this is the main station.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, okay. It's
Airport.
Kuala Lumpur. Okay.
All right.
Flyo.
I just today, first time I fly to the second one. What's not the main airport?
KLAA 2, right?
No.
Oh, that is in the city center, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Subang.
Subang. Yeah, Subang. Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty cool actually. It's a time saver.
Exactly.
So
I'm
basically
thinking to
it's
say
a
the same.
tiny airport. It's like I spent maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like the
Oh,
border
wow.
crossing was super fast. I was
Yes.
like, oh, wow.
I know I'm gonna do that whenever I'm gonna come to Singapore. I'm gonna do that. But
Yeah.
how was the plane? Like, I mean, it's with the propellers. Right?
Yeah.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Super tiny, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going
Singapore and
Helsinki,
Kuala Lumpur, they're so
Helsinki.
close to.
Ah, so you took a
Flight is the
mini
same.
flight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something
Small
like
propellers.
Yeah, with propellers, yeah.
Yeah, but this is KL. Welcome,
Cool.
everyone. Come and check it out. Check it out.
It's funny that everyone
You're
calls it
such a
KL.
kind and enjoyable
Yeah.
person. Thanks so much for deciding to watch.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jakarta. I mean, I do understand Jakarta is growing so fast. We watched one of the videos, right? It looked so
Yeah.
developed. If you show me pictures of Jakarta and told me it's Singapore or like Tokyo,
Oh yeah, I would
would
definitely
believe it. So, I mean, when you have that kind of, like advancement, development and the quality, obviously, like it's not going to be cheap, right? But
Yeah, I am surprised though that Indonesia is more expensive than Malaysia.
me too.
I thought it would be similar.
Maybe it wasn't the case like decades ago, 1 or 2 decades ago. But now I do think like Jakarta and Indonesia has just skyrocketed. I feel like many people told me that Jakarta
It's not
happens to
cheap.
be the best city outside of Singapore, the best city outside of Singapore in
Oh.
Southeast Asia.
Cool. I mean, it does look like Singapore, so
Yeah,
it
it
doesn't
does.
surprise me.
Yeah, it does look like Singapore, a lot like Singapore because of the vegetation, right? We talked
As
about
well,
this in
I think
the other
it's
video.
kind of tropical.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Malaysia does sounds pretty good as well. I mean, at the end of the day, I guess she liked both. We don't really know why she left Indonesia. She
Yeah.
doesn't mention it, but
I mean, after all, Indonesia is the home of Aman Hotels
yeah, true.
and also Janu Hotels now.
The most
Aman, they
expensive
also have their
hotels
Janu.
in the
Yeah.
planet.
So yeah, I
Some
mean,
of
they
them
must
is-
have some
yeah.
of the best luxurious.
Well,
to
she does
experience.
mention it that the service in Indonesia is
Yeah.
like top notch, right?
She did, yeah.
Yeah.
And people
I
are very
guess I
welcoming.
would understand also, like she said, Malaysia is maybe more like calm. That's what she said. She likes maybe Malaysia more for that.
Yeah,
Which I guess the older you
And
get, the
Jakarta
more you want it
it's
calm.
probably more like Singapore or Tokyo. People don't have like time
Or
for
like
you. They have
Hong
their own.
Kong, right? I feel
Or
like
Hong Kong, yeah.
we traveled to Hong Kong, and I feel like it was really like a bustling city, right?
Wow, yeah. People,
Yeah,
they
it's
were
intense.
so occupied with their own life.
It's intense.
They were running from place A to place B.
Yeah, I am guessing, listening to that woman, and let me know, guys, if I'm wrong, but I'm guessing, yeah, Jakarta might be a bit like
Yeah, like
similar,
Hong Kong.
right?
Yeah, I think it's also the biggest city in Southeast Asia outside of Singapore in terms of like population, economy as well. So like when that's the case, I think it's really hard to like expect something cheap. Because obviously she was living in such a wonderful place. It's not the case for everyone in Kuala Lumpur. Come on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, maybe
But
she's
also talking about this, like we saw a bit of like Kuala
what
Lumpur.
she's really talking is that maybe she's making the same salary, but for the same price she can afford
a
lot better things in Malaysia.
Yeah, I think that's what she was trying to say.
Yeah.
That like Malaysia, the life in Kuala Lumpur is cheaper than.
Yeah, she's not talking about average life. She's talking about her life, right?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe also talking to our friends and all. But I have to say, Kuala Lumpur is also like really, really developed. Like when
of course, yeah.
we saw some areas again. Like I don't know much. We've been to the airport in Malaysia, but we never exited the airport.
Yep.
So my knowledge of Malaysia stops at the international airport.
Yeah.
Which beats nothing, basically.
One of my colleagues, he went to Kuala Lumpur recently. He said it was a beautiful experience. And he also mentioned about the prices being fairly low. Therefore, having the luxury of living, like
yeah, I guess if you pay everything
comfortably.
in yen during his trip, must have been really cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, both are really tempting me.
Yeah. Yeah, Jakarta for me is also tempting. Kuala Lumpur, yeah, maybe also, but I don't know, like Jakarta, since I figured out about Jakarta like recently, I really want to go there. I didn't know anything about Jakarta before watching that video, the first video we watched together. So I would love to go to Jakarta, discover the place, the city.
That sounds really cool. Yeah.
Yep. Please let us know if you are somebody who's watching from Malaysia or Indonesia and know both of these like big cities in Southeast Asia, Jakarta and Kuala Lumpur. They kept saying KL. I think
it's funny. I guess it's
maybe
Kuala Lumpur.
Russian way of saying KL.
I think it's KL. It's like my friend who lives in Hong Kong. Every time she talks about Hong Kong, she just types like HK.
Okay.
This is just because it's a city with like two names,
yeah.
So it's
Understood,
long.
okay.
I'm guessing.
But anyway, if
KL.
you have any points to compare these two
great
great cities, please let us know in the comment section. And also let us know which city we should visit first. Should we visit Jakarta or should we visit Kuala Lumpur first?
And also, if you have any other videos like from Malaysia, Indonesia, anything really you want us to react to, please let us know.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new to the channel, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel. And have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.